Okay, we're live. Oh, where did he go? Terry, where are you? I had it all ready to go. I just needed to push the button. You can't. We can't. Oh, there he is. Okay. We're live.
All right. So, what could you explain the difference between the view and the view interface?
Okay. Well, Java has interfaces and it has classes. An interface is basically just a description of a required set of methods that must be implemented by a class that what do you call it? Can't remember the word that implements. There we go. The word is implement. So if a class implements an interface, then there are a set of methods that have been defined in the interface that must be implemented in that class, because the interface only gives you the signature, and so you have to override it and actually create a method that has actual code for doing the. So the interface is basically just kind of enforces the creation of required methods. So that's what this view interface is. So you see, it just consists of 3 method declarations with no code to them.
Mm-hmm. And then anything in the view has to have those?
Well, then we go to the view, and it is a class. But it's an abstract class, which means you can't really create an object from it. All you can really use it to do is you can extend it to create other classes.
Okay.
So you notice here it says public abstract class view implements view interface.
Okay.
Okay, so that means that it is going to be required to implement those 3 methods. Well, either it or the classes that extend it. So you see it overrides and offers codes for the display class, and it offers code for the get input class. And those will be used by all of the views.
Okay.
So when we then went to our buy supplies view, we changed it so that it extends view.
Uh-huh.
And having extended view, that means that we were required to create a do action class. And so we had to override the default empty do action that was in the interface. Okay. And so we removed from our view all of the code that was used to display the menu, and all of the code that was used to get the menu selection back. The thing about our do action, though, is for every menu item that you select, it has to request and receive some input, because you have to know how many of each items that it wants to that you want to buy. So in the view, your display class, your display class calls the get input, which is in the class, but it also calls the do action, which ends up being defined in your buy supplies. So when it calls the do action, it sends the value that was returned from the menu selection. So you've got whatever the menu selection was, comes into the do action function, and we set up a switch based on all the possible values of that do action. And in our case, for every action, we also have to prompt for an input and wait for an input, because we're getting numbers back that say, how many would you like to buy? And once we get the number back, then we call the buy supplies routine in the inventory control class. And it will then update the array that has all their inventory items in it. It was even easier for our character control class, I think. I mean, our choose character class. Their choose character view. So again, we have the do action that receives a value, and each time it is called, we increment the character count. We initialize the character count at 0. So it goes through our character array. We have an array of character objects. And so the first time this gets called, it returns false. It updates the name of the character and puts it in the character array and returns false. And then finally, the last time it's called, it updates the character array, and then it returns true. Oh, it prints out a list of all 5 of the character names that they've entered, and then returns true, which causes it to exit the display and exit the this particular menu. That because in the Java view class, waiting until done is equal to false, and it is waiting until it gets set true, and it gets either a true or false back from the this.doAction value. So you pass in the character that was selected from the get input, and then it keeps calling that do action, and it'll call it 5 times, and on the 5th time it will return true, so that then it exits this display, and then it'll return to whatever menu level is above by our choose characters. So that's how it's done. So now we need to like look at one of your classes.
All right.
So which classes did you which Vue classes did you write?
The main one, the one that actually had calculations, was the change paste view.
Yeah, that's the one you guys did together.
Yeah.
What are we going to turn in for the group assignment, though?
Yeah, maybe we should just save this one for me to do later. I don't know. How long does it take to do one of those?
Depends. Ours was first one took a lot longer than our second one.
Well,
They don't even have a game menu created yet, or at least not in this. Yeah, this is in Sue's.
I pulled everything though, didn't I?
They pull everything, but it doesn't have all the.
I think it does. I think it does because when we merged them, and then I didn't have a branch, and so I just pulled my branch from the main, from the master branch. I mean, when I created my branch again last night, or whenever I did it, no, before when I did it, I created the branch just, no, I don't know, but
you guys want to do start program view? That one's not too long.
there's a game menu view. I have a game menu view, and I have a
But I'm looking at the game menu view, and there's basically nothing in it.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't open it. Oh, so isn't it?
Here's the main menu view. Who wrote that one? Doesn't say.
Oh, it just says author user. Which one? Which one is that?
That's the main menu. Travel the trail, learn about the game, load safe menu, help.
Okay, Bailey wrote that one.
Okay.
Is that a reasonable one to do though? Can we do that fairly easily?
I don't know.
Okay.
Look at it and see if it's a reasonable one to do in the next like hour.
Doesn't look too long. Start program looks even shorter, but they're about the same.
Start program view.
Yeah.
The start program view, what is it? I'm not. Why is it not opening for me?
it because I have it open?
No.
He cloned my thing on his computer too, so he could. Well, because we were working on that one when mine was so messed up.
Yeah. I'm actually in your branch right now. I'm looking on your branch, so maybe I should switch off of it.
No, that shouldn't be a problem, but I don't know why. All right, I guess I just clicking too fast. So you have the start program view open?
I do.
Yeah.
All right, so who wrote this one, or do we know?
I'm assuming
I don't know.
Bailey did all of the group assignment last week, but I don't remember exactly which one she did. I know she did that first one.
Oh, see, then she did the get player's name.
Oh, I see a misspelling down there. Look at line. Are you on start program view? Look at line 67. It says this dot disaptly instead of. I'm assuming that's supposed to be this dot display. Wouldn't that cause something not to work? But we're not really supposed to change other people's code. That's the.
Well, and the thing is, yeah, this isn't making any sense because she's doing this get player's name.
Well, I don't know if she did this one or not, but. Let's do another one then. But that's the problem when you have different people doing different things is that
Yeah, trying to get this all integrated is going to be a bit of a challenge. Because
I don't know whose it is, but
because the start program view should basically display next to welcome to the game plus player.get character name. We hope you have a shot. I don't see anywhere where it even asks for you to enter the player's name.
Anywhere to enter what?
Anywhere it even prompts you to enter a player's name.
But it has a prompt message, but it never defines what's in prompt message, does it?
This dot prompt message. Well, there's a this dot prompt message with the next view. Let's see. I don't even see. Let me see this dot prompt message. Where is there even where's that prompt message?
The prompt message is on line 38. It says this dot prompt message, and then later on it says prompt message is in line 72. Private
prompt message. Where is the
this dot prompt message equals?
Oh, okay. She says equals and please enter in this dot display banner. Is that the way it actually starts? I'm trying to remember how the game went. Anyway, I think this kind of needs to be written, let alone
I should do main menu view.
the game menu view is basically unwritten.
The main menu view as the first basic menu in it, right?
I think.
The
Okay,
game
travel trail. But I guess the question is what are the items that do this dot travel trail, this dot learn about the trail, this dot load game, this dot help, this dot end game.
Where are you at? Oh, you're on the, yeah. You're on the do action switch.
Yeah.
You know what, Caden? I noticed that we still don't have a grade on our group assignment. I mean, and I guess it's only been a couple of days since we did it, but when I looked for it, I didn't even see in the grade book thing, I didn't even see a space for the week 8 group project, unless he's got it. Oh, you know what? Maybe he has it at the bottom as a presentation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I let me look. Oh yeah, I see it down there. Team project presentation, but there's still no grade. Okay. Well, whatever we do, we got to upload it in about an hour, right?
Yeah.
Well,
If maybe you should just, well,
if
we have to, we can send up one of mine, but
How many is supposed to be on each one? Is it one for the group assignment or two?
one for
just
the
one for the group assignment, yeah.
And then is it one or two on the individual?
well, I think, let's see, he said, because I was going to ask the question and it was already asked. He said, I would like to continue to follow the pattern that we have done so far for the team and individual assignments. For the team assignment, please create the abstract class and modify one view to correctly inherit from and properly use that class. Then for the individual assignment, divide up the views, probably like you have previously divided them, and then modify all the view classes to inherit from the abstract class, just like the one you did as a team.
Okay. We don't need the display menu view, and we don't need the get menu option anymore. So if we assume the rest of the code is right.
On the, which one? Start program view or the main
No,
menu?
I'm on the. I'm back at the main menu view that we're looking at.
Okay.
So basically, what you have to do is make the main menu view extend the view class.
Okay. Should I type this stuff into mine?
Okay. So why don't you share your screen, or are you already sharing your screen?
I can share mine. Mine doesn't have the view interface and stuff that you guys did though.
Whoa.
That's what happens when you share your screen. It does that. I don't know why it does that, but
Okay, I've unshared.
So yeah, mine. The only thing is I don't have the view, and the view interface.
why don't you pull? Can you pull and pull out?
So do you want me to just work on your branch?
Or he could. Well.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
When he pulls our stuff, won't it go to his branch?
No.
No, unless he merges it into his branch. He could pull Susan and merge it into his branch, but I don't know how that would complicate things. I don't know what he's done that.
Well, why don't you just work on my branch, Caden?
All right.
That way, everything will be together, and it'll still.
Origin Susan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you can see the view interface.
All right. So you said first thing was to change public class main menu view. You said extends view.
Extends ext and ds view.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, with a capital V. Because view is a class. I'm starting to sound like I do all day in my class.
At least you're not copying.
I'm teaching. Yeah, I'm teaching Java to high school students. So
no problem.
Okay. Then you come down into the constructor. And where it says this dot menu equals, replace all of that with super and an open parentheses.
Private string menu, shouldn't that be private string view though?
Private string view.
Up above that?
That private string menu isn't needed anymore.
Oh. Okay.
Unless she uses okay. So
what's that super for?
Okay, what you're doing is you're calling the parent you're calling the parent constructor, and if you'll go to the view.java, you see how we created a constructor that receives an input of a message?
This here?
Right. So we're calling this constructor. Super, because this is the super class, same as another word for the parent class. So you're
Okay.
calling the constructor of the parent class and passing it
Put that in.
your display message, and that constructor sets this display message to equal to the message that you passed it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So,
So this is just more efficient. Instead of making so many individual things in each one, it's making one and then using it, right? So
yeah.
it's calling different messages.
So you don't need this display main menu method anymore.
Okay. So just delete that whole thing.
That whole thing can be deleted. You don't need the get menu option anymore. Okay. Now the private Boolean do action,
How did you know that we didn't need the display menu view and the
because
those two?
those we defined in the view class. So it's just going to inherit. See, there's the display, and it's going to put out that menu that you passed in the display message. So
Okay.
and then that one also calls the get input,
Mm-hmm.
and then finally it calls the do action and wait for it to return either true or false.
Where's the do action?
That's what we have to. That's what has to be in our class that we're modifying. So go back to the one that we're working on. Okay.
It's here.
Now this needs to be an override of the signature in the interface, because right now the do action only exists as a, so it needs to be at override.
Like that?
Yeah. And that really should be all of the modification it needs, excepting for it to be, it needs to be changed in order to call the other menus and stuff properly. Because she's actually implementing a number of views inside this.
You know, I can't hear you too well. You're echoing a lot.
Yeah, it gets.
Yeah. That's because he's in the bedroom, I'm in the living room, but I can still hear. I can still hear myself on her computer.
I'll mute it. Should I mute mine?
Sure.
Okay. Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're saying about the do action?
Yeah. Okay. So the do action should now be an override.
Mm-hmm.
What is the red dot they're saying there next to the? Do action string in main menu view. Oh yeah, it's supposed to be a public, I think. Wait. That seems to make a difference. Because in the interface, is it a... In our
interface.
Public. It's a public view, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're all public. Okay. So then that should be, I don't know if this worked to begin with or not. We tested ours by going into the Oregon Trail and in the Oregon Trail there up in the Oregon Trail package, there's the Oregon Trail.java where the main menu is, where the main, the main class is that calls, so here, public static void main. So you notice here at the top, we put, we created the choose character view, choose characters, and the buy supplies view, just so that it would, so if you were to do the same thing with the main menu view, we could go and see if that main menu plays and
you want to insert that on line 30?
What's that?
You want to insert that on line 30? Leave that there, but just insert, just press enter there in front of choose a couple times, and then you can put a couple lines in for the one you're doing now.
Yeah, just say, is it main menu view? Space main menu. We'll just create an object called main menu. Make it a small because it's an object, not a class. Okay, and equals. New main menu view. Yeah, just like that. And open and close parentheses because you're calling the constructor. All right, then the next line you're going to say main menu dot display, but it's going to be with the small letter. Main menu dot display. Open and close parentheses, semicolon. Okay. We need to go up and adjust our imports. To go up into our import statements. I'm thinking that if you go like up to where it says Oregon.trail.view buy supplies, I think if you change buy supplies with like an asterisk, that's like a wild card, and it seems like it should, I think that imports all of the classes in that.
We just take this whole thing out.
Yeah. So that did resolve the main menu. Okay, so that means all of the Oregon Trail.view classes have been imported.
All right.
Okay. All right, so now let's see if it'll run.
Main menu view?
No, just hit the green arrow up at the top. That up there on the toolbar, that one there, yeah. Run the project. Oh, it's not going to compile though. We've got some red dots. Oh, there it is. Main menu, travel the trail. So will it allow you to select anything on there? Type 2 and hit enter.
Oh, 1 worked. 2 and 3 didn't work.
Okay. Okay. And what happens if you hit end?
1 and 4 work. But 5 doesn't do anything. 2 doesn't do anything.
That's because of all of her stuff in that do action. The rest of her main menu do action thing is pretty bogus, but we've at least modified it so that it is because there's a lot of things in there aren't implemented, and we're going to have to call like the get character I mean, choose character rather than what she did with the player thing.
Uh-huh.
You guys need to do some meeting and some real serious discussion of how you're going to implement this and call all the different classes that you're creating, because the menus have to move you from one class to the next.
Well, we did talk about something and just say that we wanted to keep it according to the sheet that we had created that had the names on it.
Uh-huh.
We did say that.
About which menus call which classes and stuff.
I don't know if we got that far, but
Yeah,
we do need to do that.
Even our get character class needs to be modified so that the first character it gets is the main character class.
Huh. Okay. So why didn't we have to change any of this stuff down here?
Which stuff?
Down okay. So the do action, we didn't change it. And then we didn't change any of these. So
right, because that doesn't have anything to do with the doesn't have anything to do with the way it interfaces to the the view class. We've already fully implemented the view class. This is just has to do with the way she implemented her do action, and I think it needs some work.
okay.
So we're not really supposed to be rewriting her code, other than just modifying the code so that it uses the view class, and that we did. It still functions exactly like her code functioned before we started.
Okay.
But now it's using the abstract view class to implement a lot of that functionality.
Okay, I think I can see how it's doing that.
And we've just eliminated all the code that is duplicated in all the different view packages.
Right.
Because you notice that mainly what we did, we added a few we added just a few housekeeping statements and then removed 2 complete methods. And you do that for all of the, if you do that for all of the view classes, you're eliminating a whole lot of repetitive code.
Oh, I see. Because every time you do an action, you're always going to be typing in a number. So that's why you can just put a string value in every time.
Well, a number or a letter. Some of the menus.
Yeah, you're just going to type in an option.
And some of them used. And the teacher mentioned that was inconsistent. So he is suggesting that maybe it should be, you should decide that if you're going to be consistent with numbers or letters.
Okay.
But the get input is looking for a Q, and anytime you enter a Q, it's going to quit that menu.
Just moves you to the next menu.
It'll take you back to the menu that called your menu.
Okay.
Because most of these menus are basically called from another menu.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that's yeah, I think I'm starting to get it. Gives me something to to go off of for my individual assignment.
Yeah. So for your individual, and you basically just need to extend the view class in your when you in your call it your declaration of your class. Just add extends view, and then instead of loading your menu into a variable and outputting it, you're just going to pass it as a parameter in a call to the constructor of the superclass.
Oh, okay. I think on the change pace view, the one that, I think this is the one I wrote. There's some things in here that are that should be for the control class, aren't there?
Okay, so your get input should be
Like this change pace now. Is that a control thing or is that a view class?
no, that could be part of your do action.
Okay. So this is all. This can all stay. I just need to just convert it.
Well, why don't you just go ahead and try your shot here at so your change pace view. So yeah, you need to extends view.
Okay. So
And then public void show pace menu. Map, current map.
and this is doing a lot more than just showing the menu.
Yeah. What's that? If you turn down your volume, you might not get that. What it's doing is, yeah, that makes a big difference. Can you still hear us?
Yeah.
I'm asking Sue. Okay. Yeah, if you just keep that volume a little lower, because what the feedback you're getting is that it's traveling from your room into the living room, going into my mic, and it's feeding back that way. I just need it was at a real low frequency, so it was just barely on the edge of feedback. So all you need to do is just take some of the gain out of the loop. Okay, so public class change pace view extends view.
So this is kind of the do action.
What's that?
This is kind of the do action, but it has the show menu.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing. So so the next thing what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to create your call to the superclass. So just, yeah, right above that. Yeah, go right up to there and hit an enter and then say super and create your parentheses. And then all of that stuff that's in your map down there below.
This thing?
Yeah. You're going to want to cut that and put it into those parentheses and pass that as your as a parameter to your.
Okay, but current pace is down here. So
string input, string current pace. See that's just the problem with with doing it this way.
So just put this in front of this.
What I would do, see, and we had the same problem with, you know, the main character. You can't, when you pass it this way, you can't really, calling that constructor, you can't really like show the current pace or change the menu every time it displays.
So
I'd basically take the top line out that says what the current pace is.
and then take this out. Or should I keep this there?
Well, most of that stuff is going to disappear. Let's see. Because some of that should be part of the do action menu. Okay, say string native space. So while not valid, Boolean string current pace equals current map dot get pace. I say this technique is not foolproof. Because you're calling the display and the input from that are inherited from the view, and all you can really do is pass it a fixed menu. Okay, so eliminate that line that says show pace menu.
Where is that?
Public void show pace menu is just right after what you've passed. Okay.
Take the whole thing out?
Yeah, delete that line. Okay, line. Okay, you want to delete line numbers 23, 24. Yeah. I'm not sure about 22 yet. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. Um, so delete. Okay, that's now lines 23. Delete everything right down to that if statement.
All these? Delete all these ones?
Yeah. Okay, now above that line there, you're going to put in override. What's that? Oh yeah, is okay, and then this is going to be public Boolean.
Got it?
No, public Boolean do action. Action should have a capital A, but and open squiggly brace. Okay. And inside the parentheses, it should say string new pace. So now what you're going to get back a 1, 2, 3, or a 4. So instead of the error, the help, and
Mm-hmm. So I can take this out?
what's that?
So I can take this out?
No, let's see. Where's that new pace? Where are you going? Let's go. Okay, because this. Okay, this stuff here should be that if new pace equals 1, else if. All of that stuff should be in your do action.
Instead of this?
No, those two kind of need to be merged.
So do I put it right here? Or would it be up here?
Put it above there, yeah. Put it above there, and then we're going to have to see. Okay, so return steady, return strenuous, return grueling, return help. So See here, this is where we have to have the map, huh? Because rather than return steady, you're going to
Current map dot set pace.
yeah. So see where it's instead of return steady, it needs to be current map dot set pace.
Just declare a new variable and put that in here. Assign it on each one.
Yeah. But not the new variable. You're just going to need to put the steady instead of map.setPace, you're going to put map.setPace steady.
Should I just assign that to new pace? Just put new pace equals.
No, you have to use the setter thing. So because then you're going to want to return true or false. So
oh yeah, that's true. So just do a new variable.
no new variable. Well, you're going to have to like create the current map, I guess. How did we get the current map before?
Like is that it?
Well, it needs to be where is the map? It's map.java. So what you need is map.currentMap equals new map.
Like that?
Yeah, for now, we're going to have to find some way to make that not dot current map, map space current map.
Oh.
Because you're declaring a variable named current map.
Okay.
Okay. So then you're going to say in the if do pace equals 1. Where it says return, you're going to, instead of return, you're going to do that current map that set pace. And then put an open, do an open parenthesis. Whoops. Do the open parentheses and put the closed parentheses on the other side of steady. Okay. You're going to do the same thing down there for strenuous.
Then
Um,
no, that's it, right? Do I need to?
for the help, you're going to call this dot define paces view for number 4.
And I don't need this down here, do I?
What's that?
Then I
No.
can get rid of this.
And get rid of that.
And
And
then
the
combine this.
the final one, else, you're going to put you're going to do something like system out dot print line
This thing?
invalid entry.
Okay.
Yeah, that. Okay. And then for all of the cases, for all of the ifs, you're going to do return equals true, except for the else line where you print out invalid selection, try again. You're going to, yeah, so that's going to be return true. No, yeah, return equals true. Just return true, yeah, not equals. And then return true for that, and that one's a return true. That one not. Well, yeah, I think you would do a return true, because when it comes back from that, you're going to want it to, no, that one you do false. That one you're going to do false because you're going to want it to redisplay the menu and give them the chances to.
Okay. And then I don't need this.
And then
anymore,
after
do I?
the system.out print line, yeah, that's that one. After that, you're going to also return false.
I'm gonna go pick up Brianna from work, so I'll be back.
Okay.
I hope I'm back before it needs to be submitted. Otherwise, Kaden can submit something real quick.
Okay.
Okay.
It needs to be submitted in 30 minutes. 28 minutes, is that?
Yeah, 28 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so now we got a bunch of extra parentheses there, huh?
Yeah. Do I need that one there?
What's that?
Do I need this closing parenthesis here? I don't, do I? It's supposed to keep going?
Yeah, the right now, yeah, because you don't want to close the class, but
Right.
that is closing the. All right, your do action. Okay, so then you want to say you want to delete that whole get input function.
Okay.
Okay, delete that change pace now. But you still want the define paces. Okay. And so I think all those little flags there are just suggesting that it could be done with a switch statement, which. Well, I think we're ready to test to see if it works. Maybe.
Right.
Let's scroll up there and see what. Okay. Okay, because now overall this isn't fully functional because we're basically just creating a local copy of the map and setting the value in the of the pace in that map. Whereas we're going to have to eventually come up with a way to have the global map and just be setting the pace in the global map.
All right.
So that's going to have to be worked out. So why do we have the big dots? There's some big red dots.
Well, I have this variable declared between the override and that is it. Okay.
Wow. So what put your cursor over the red dot and see why it's complaining. So it's expecting. Oh, yeah, you need parentheses after new map.
Oh.
It's the call to the constructor.
Yeah.
Okay. And super says it's illegal start of type. I thought it was happy with that before. Public class extends view. Are we missing a? If you put your cursor on that opening curly brace there. Now, does that match up with the very last one? Okay, it does. Okay. I think all of our curly braces are matching. But public class, change pace, extends view.
Like that? No.
No, not for class. Oh, okay, that's why. That's why that needs to be inside of your default constructor. So what you need, just above there, yeah, public buy supplies, view. All right. Go back to your change pace view. Okay, so the line above super should be public void change pace view and and squiggly brace. And then you should have a squiggly brace right before the override. Okay. Oh, and then you need the parentheses after change pace view to make, because you're declaring a method. Okay. I was getting this before. It is the first call at a super. It is the first call. Maybe if you can you indent that one, level the super, because it's just to show that it's inside the change pace class. Okay. Maybe it doesn't need the void. Yeah.
There you go.
Is it constructor? So that should get rid of that. Did that get, if you save it, do all the red dots disappear?
Yeah.
Except for that start program view and the change view test. Let's see if it runs. Oh, you probably got one still running. Oh no, okay. There are green arrows there so you can run it. What does that say?
Show pace menu. Should it be display?
Test. Oh, this is in your test?
Yeah.
Instance.show pace. Current map. Yeah. That just needs.
Should I just redo the test thing?
Probably just eliminate it and then eliminate that change pace view test.
Oops.
Delete.
Do a refactor?
Yeah. There shouldn't be any issues because. Okay. So in your test package, just do
This one?
update tests. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't worry too much about that. Just go ahead and try and run it. Well, let's see. We need to call the change pace. So we need to go to your. We need to go to the Oregon Trail .java. And then above the main menu, you're going to do that. You're going to do the same thing, but for your change pace view. So
if the direct deposit went through, then I should get my money, right?
Does it matter what I say for the variable?
No, I just call it like change pace or something. Equals due. And then change pace dot display.
On my phone. There's a picture of it with the app. $38 in my account.
Okay,
Okay, so what are we gonna do? We got.
it should run.
So where do I run it from? Right here? Right here.
Hit the green arrow. Yeah, just hit the green arrow. Okay, so there's your menu. First thing I do is try the item number 4. It's not responding with 4.
No.
Not responding with any of them, huh?
Uh-uh.
Okay, let's look at our change pace view again. Okay, let's print out the menu find. Do action string new pace. So that should be what it gets passed to the. So if new pace equals 1.
What? Excuse me for a minute. What should we get busy and zip to upload? I don't know what we're submitting. I mean, I don't know. What do I?
Well, at this point, if you're going to do the upload, the only thing you can do is one of our.
Well, it doesn't matter who does it, but I think we need to zip something, get it submitted like right now.
Okay.
What do you think, Kaden? What should we submit?
Well, this is almost ready. We can submit this in a minute.
Don't you want that to be your individual thing?
Sure.
Oh, we did the main view. That's what we did. We can just submit it with the main view.
Can we submit the main view?
Yeah.
All right. But you have it. Did we do that on our machine? Did he do that?
No,
Kaden did that.
I did it on here.
Can you hurry and do? Can you zip it then? And
Yeah.
you need to commit it.
Yeah. So then, what do I do about the change pace view?
Well, we can continue working on it after the.
Come back to it, but we need to get this.
Okay. So I just zip the. So I just commit it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, commit it, and then head is detached in the repository Oregon Trail.
What is that?
Switch to a branch before committing your changes. Thought you were in Sue's branch.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yes.
It always gives me this number though when I'm in Susan's branch.
Why?
I don't know.
Are you sure that's not the master?
Has switched to master. I'm pretty sure I switched to Origin Susan.
Try it again. What does it say if you?
Because you're the only one that has these.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Well.
Commit.
But when you push stuff, where does it go?
When I push stuff.
Right now, if he would need to push the Susan branch.
So should I?
Really can't.
Should I do this?
Yeah. So hit commit. And then
now it's a totally different number.
Now push to can you push it up to push up Sue's branch now? See if
Doesn't
no,
have
you
it here.
can't. Yeah, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, I don't know. maybe you guys have to put it to the master, and then I can create a clone of it in my branch. Is that how it works?
Yeah, but you've got the.
I can email you guys the text that I did.
But we've got like 11 minutes to get it up there. So maybe Sue should just do one of our classes.
Well, if I. So export to zip. Oregon Trail. How come it's. How, I'm kind of confused. I don't see. Let me share my screen for a minute because.
What's that?
Let me share my screen for a minute because I don't know why. And I've done this a number of times. I don't know why Okay, so if I go to export, can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Export project to zip. An Oregon zip. See, it says it already exists, so I need to. Okay, so I'll put. I don't know what's going on. I export it. Doesn't give me anywhere to save it or to change the name like it has before. It just puts it in here, and I think that's. Oh, that is the one. Wait a minute. That's the one from.
That's from before. That was yesterday.
So, but I'm not anywhere where I can save anything. So I don't know. See, I'm just in.
No, you were looking at the zip. You were in the viewing the zip file, but that's not. So
Why was I there? Because I was in the. I was supposed to be zipping it. I right click. No, up here, file, export to zip, and then export projects to zip. And when I export, I should get somewhere where it gives me a thing to save it.
you should have done that browse, isn't it? And that's where the go back. Okay, build zip, and then there where it says browse, that's where you're going to want to put it. You don't want it in local zip. You want to put it somewhere. And then you're going to want to name it something.zip.
Okay,
And you have to put the .zip on it, or it's not going to save it.
that's right.
It will not make a zip file out of it if you don't put the .zip on it.
Yeah.
Down to 6 minutes.
Okay, it's right there. So we need, oh, I need the URL too. What else am I supposed to put on there? I'm supposed to put
Which view was the one that was changed for the group project?
so what should I put? I put view dot Java, and then what was the other one? Hurry.
View interface, but the important one is the buy supplies or change.
Yeah, buy supplies view.
Buy supplies view.
Is that what it says?
Yeah, .java. Because that's the one where you're actually implementing everything, and then you can see the other files because they're got the names.
And I need the URL. Where's where did I get the
3 minutes.
I can message it to you if you want. I think that's it.
where am I? Where are you? Right here. Here. No, because it should be in my branch, I think. I think it's the URL of my branch, right? Because that's where it is.
Oh, I don't know how to do that.
I'm going to send this, and then I'm going to find it, and then I'll add it. So I just...
Will it let you add stuff after the submission date? It just won't let you.
I don't know, but that's why I had to at least get all that there. This is why I hate the last, I get to. I'm trying to remember where I find it.
Well,
you should be able to find it too.
Well, I do it when I do the poll. It's origin:/HTTPS, but I'm not able to copy it from there.
How about that one?
That should work. That looks weird. I don't know what. No, that's not. I mean, let's see. Yes. Let's just click on it and then copy. Oops. Paste. Okay, 10 o'clock on the nose.
Nice.
Okay, go ahead and keep going.
All right. Well, so were you saying that there was something in here that's missing?
Um,
Because it doesn't work when you type in 4, it doesn't show this thing.
yeah. Else if new pace equals 4. Basically.
Where does this even get called?
It gets called from the methods that are inherited from the view class, because we call this because this extends the view class. It inherits the display and the get input classes that are defined in the view class.
But there's no do action.
What's that?
There's no do action though.
Where?
There's no do action in the view class.
I know. That's why we have to overwrite it here and put it.
So
we have to do the do action class, but the other two are inherited from the parent class.
Right. But when does this get called then? Like, does it just run automatically whenever you run this this class?
No. When they call the display, when you create a new change pace view object, it will have a display class that it is inherited from the from its parent class, the view class. And so you called the change pace view. I mean, change pace display, and the change pace display calls this dot do action. It does this dot. It does this dot.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. It also does this dot get input.
Okay.
So we call the display from the main menu, then it calls the get input, and then once it's got the input value, then it returns that value. Well, actually, do action returns a true or false, but do action, when it calls do action, it passes what it got from the get input, which in this case should be a 1, 2, 3, or 4. But there's something about our if statement that just that's why I would much prefer to implement it as a case. But
You know what you might want to look at?
You want me to switch it to a case?
well, I guess if we've already been graded on having the else if ladder,
Uh-huh.
I would do I mean, I know it works as a switch. Current map dot set pace steady. Return. Current pace dot set pace strenuous equals.
So should I just write the case?
Um, because I'm trying to see, I mean, what else could be different?
Mm-hmm.
Switch on value. I mean, we could do the two uppercase, but that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense.
Kaden, do you think our menu should have letters or numbers?
I don't know. Doesn't matter to me.
Because it seemed to me like it would be nice if we just had one exit menu that was just like Q or something like that. It didn't have to be a different number on every menu.
Yeah.
This is, but whatever.
Why would, if new pace equals 1? Because I think the get input class checks to make sure that there's at least a um, you know, is that a Q in there, Sue, or is that a 0? On the to quit. Now I'm looking at I'm looking in my NetBeans on the view class. Anyway, that's irrelevant, I guess, right now at this point. But
It's a 0.
was this dot do action value. But you see, it keeps coming back. Oh, you know what? It should be a Q, yeah.
Do you want me to change it?
No. Okay. But it keeps taking input. So when you were running that test, you were entering the number and hitting enter, right?
Yeah.
And then it would just, it should have then printed out the menu again. Actually, on most of those, it should have printed out the next menu. But 4, it should have printed out the, okay, the pace at which you travel can change. So hit 4 and enter.
Oh, hey, invalid selection. Try again. It's up above.
Okay.
So
Why would 4 be an invalid selection?
yeah, true.
So 1 says invalid selection.
Yep, 1 gives an invalid selection.
And 4 gives an invalid, all of them give an invalid selection.
Yeah.
The only thing that is executing is your else if. I mean, it's your final else.
Mm-hmm. Do action. Does it ever actually get past that new pace? Do action value.
And value is the result of their get input. So you say get input, get sets to value.
Value.
So value.length is less than 1. It says you must enter.
What was that website?
So the fact that it's printing out that invalid means that it's actually getting it's getting a character and passing it, but it's not recognizing it as a what happens if you change it to change all those double equals to triple equals? Nope, it doesn't like it. Illegal start of an expression. If new pace. All right, we could always use the string compare.
So is that where should I put that?
Well, let's see if you put where it says new pace.
New pace. Right here?
Well, okay, down there, if new pace.
Yeah.
Okay. Right after that new pace, I mean, put a dot and see if it gives you some conjunction equals. Select the equals. Is that the new pace equals? It has to be an object, though. Let me see what the try to.
It's $10. Yeah, I think so. So should I just take that out?
Okay, yeah, go just in the equals, and after equals inside there, just put the string one. I mean the quotation marks with the one in it, and then delete the. Yeah, don't delete that last that there. Okay, that worked. That so change all of them like that. Because you're using the is this way we're using the what? Okay, but you're missing a closing parenthesis on that line and then that line.
So it's on the red side.
Okay. Let's see how that goes. Now if you enter 4, what do you get? Yay.
It worked.
All right. Now you just enter something, it goes back. All right, that works. All right. Then it moved on to the help menu. It's working. Moved on to the main menu. Bingo.
Was it supposed to go to the main menu? Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, because once it finished your menu, then that main menu was called there in Oregon Trail right afterwards. So
Okay.
just for test purposes. So we made it work.
Awesome.
Okay, because there are times when you can use the equal signs to compare strings, but the surest way to make it work when you're comparing strings for equality is to use the equals method of because strings are declared as a class. That's why they're with the capital S. And so they come with a whole collection of methods you can use. And one of them is the trim method that is used in the display in the view class. the view class, you have the display and the
Trim.
yeah, see value.trim, because value was declared as a string up their string value equals null. So value is actually a string class variable and has all of the methods that come with a string object. So its value is a string object, not just not a basic data type. So value.trim is calling the trim method that all strings have, and it removes the leading and trailing spaces.
Okay.
So if you have spaces in front or after, it removes any extra spaces. And then the value.length is also one of those string functions. That gives you the length of your string. And so that's why they're using that and checking to make sure that it is. And so that's why we could use the, in yours, we could use that equals to compare the string and value to, you know, the strings that we were being passed. So.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Cool. Well, thanks for your help.
Yep.
Guess I'll see you
Yeah,
guys.
you'll have to stop it.
What's
Can't
that?
let me see it run. You've still got 3 processes still running, but you just close all those. Like
Yeah, you hit the
X at the
little
end.
square. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
And there's so I guess there's no way for me to get you guys this code, is there? Except if I just email it to you.
Why don't you zip that? Why don't you zip it and send it that way?
Okay.
A little bit. I'll be back.
Port. You zip.
Oh, and climb
Yeah.
Not
You
to
can
worry
put it in
about
the dryer. I usually switch your laundry.
Yeah.
And you have to put the .zip or it won't make it a zip file. Okay. And save it. Okay. There it is. So now you can.
Voila. All right, so I'll just email that to you.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't see it run.
Yeah, I don't think you ran it yet.
You mean this down here?
No, she wants you to run your program again, and she wants to see how it works.
You put something in the Oregon Trail file?
Yes. So it says pace at which you travel can change. Your choices are. And if you hit 1, 2, or 3, it will just exit that and move on to the main menu. But if you hit 4, you may want to hit the red dot and run it again. Okay. Now, if you hit 4, it brings up that display menu. And then when you hit enter, it returns to the pace menu like it's supposed to. And then you hit 1, 2, or 3, and it changes the pace and moves on. And then it goes on to the main menu because that's what's listed in Oregon Trail immediately afterwards. So,
Okay.
so there you has it.
So how do we're now going to have to get our branches all straightened out. So
Yeah.
what's the best way to straighten everything out.